And we can pivot right from that, Zach, to our next guest, Mr. Fletcher Cox, making his second appearance on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Fletch, how are you?
Good. What's going on, fellas?
Going well. Where are you? How are you spending the bye? Give us a little bit of a sense of the Fletcher Cox scene at the moment.
I'm just came back where I live at in Season, Texas, at the ranch, just hanging out here and enjoying some peace, which is always good.
Fletch, in these past few years, I've heard a lot about the Shady Trail Ranch. Can you tell our viewers, our listeners, what exactly it is and how you spend your time down there?
What is actually it's named after my oldest brother. But the biggest thing about Shady Trail Ranch is not many people know that it's a high fence preserve hunting ranch. You know, we get people from all over the place come and hunt and have a good time. And it's just a place where you get a bunch of guys together and get to know each other and have a good time for a couple of days.
Sounds like a great time. Maybe we'll join you
It
next
is,
time.
always is. Yes, sir. We set up here one day.
I like that. Fletch, one thing I want to ask you about is we have seen over and over since the start of last season that defensive line at the end of a game when like a play needs to be made, somebody's coming up with like a clutch sack. Now, in your opinion, is that like just because the talent is so good and eventually somebody's going to get there? Or is there something to like, are you rushing any differently at the end of the game when you know that it's sort of all out and this is one play can make the difference?
No, absolutely. Honestly, the biggest thing is number one is you got a lot of talent in that room, right? You know, you got a lot of first round draft picks in that room. It's a lot of money in that room, and we know at some point that you kind of save a couple pass rush moves in your back pocket until you actually really need them. You know, late in the game, and and that's the thing that about us that we don't only have just one or two guys that can rush the quarterback. You know, we can send waves at you, which is always good. You know, keep guys fresh to get to the fourth quarter. You know, down to crunch time like we needed the other night.
That must take so much discipline to like hold a move in your back pocket just for like the exact right situation.
Well, I'm gonna say, you know, you holding it. You probably just trying to set it up the whole time. You know, a lot of pass rushers, you try to set stuff up, and eventually it works. You know, you kind of get there, and then when you really pull it out, you do. And BG, Josh, all those guys had some key moments in that game on Sunday.
You mentioned Sweat there. He had that game clinching sack. I guess we can call it. It was a funny scene by your locker the other day. You saw kind of everyone around Sweat's locker. You've been around him for 6 years. It hasn't always been the case. How has he developed over the 6 years, and is he at a point now where you consider him one of the top edge rushers in the league?
His approach and the way he works, obviously, has paid a tremendous help to his career these last few years, and just watching him grow every day in practice. You know, the challenge he tried to give our O line and the looks, and he just wanted to be dominant. You know, that's all, Josh. He don't talk a whole lot, he don't say a whole lot, but he just want to play. You know, and help us win games, and then that was big with him doing it, and he did it on the side. He normally don't get a bunch of snaps on. Which is I was happy to see that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Last few snaps of that game, he and Hassan switched sides. Is that like they give each other a look, like let's just change this up and try to catch them off guard? Is that coming in from the sidelines? How does that work?
That's man, we practice stuff like that. Sometimes to give guys just looks of different looks at different fields. You know, obviously especially with those was our DNs. Either anybody can play anything, and I think at the time, you know, Haase got a sack on that side, and Sweaty got a sack from the other side. So they were just kind of, you know, going to some new ground over there, which was good to see. Because normally teams kind of know where we line up at in pass rush situations, and a lot of people now they got to prepare for it. You know, those guys moving around.
Now, Lane said that he aged in dog years during that game. He said he came in at 33 and was like 42 at the end of the game. What was it like on the field? You've had a lot of tight endings in your career, but what was it like on the field for that one?
I mean, it was definitely a nut cutting. knowing that we got a big stop in, and the biggest thing was after the big stop was that I kind of got the feeling on the side like, all right, guys, we're gonna have to go back and win the game. And I held my helmet in my hand, um, but it was definitely one you want to be on the edge of your seat with. But we came out on the good side of it, which was good. The fans stayed in it the whole entire time, which you gotta fucking love that. Uh, Gets you more excited, and that helped us late in that game.
The other angle there I want to ask you about is because there were such quick possessions for the offense, and not to put the blame on them, but you guys were out there for a long time. How do you sort of explain, like, the game was on the line, but I mean, you must be exhausted at that stage of the game.
I think maybe. Uh, I think after the game, you've probably seen the entire defensive line take a knee
Right.
after that last play. I mean, those moments like that, you live for moments like that, right? And that's what we do.
Now, I want you had a sack, okay, and I kind of want your honest answer on the on this because D linemen know how important sacks are, and sometimes you get like the linebackers who jump on at the end. You had that great pass rush. You bring them down. Not take anything away from N'Kobe, but N'Kobe gets a half a sack there too. As a pass rusher there, do you want the full sack? Should both you guys get full sacks? How should that be handled? Because that was your pass rush and you brought him down.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing was I knew N'Kobe was coming under pressure, and I got there and I kind of, I saw him coming, and then I tried to get the ball out, which, I think if you do get the ball out, you end up getting the whole sack. But he was there. We got him on the ground. It was a big play in the game, and but the linebackers, it's in our room, in the D line room. We want all the D linemen to have all the sacks, and
Sure.
sometimes linebackers.
What you really object to, I imagine, is like when they didn't really deserve it. Like, at least in that one, he was in on the rush with you. Like, you did sort of meet there together. That was a
Yeah, I
a
got to go
fun.
talk to Kobe about that one. I might have to turn that one in so I can get the whole sack. Nothing personal, nothing personal. It's
Yeah,
all
no,
business.
absolutely. But
Go
let's
Dean.
let's give the man his respect. That was a fun little call on that
Yeah.
one because N'Kobe comes, but Josh drops, and so it sort of seemed like it messed up the protection with the center and the right guard there.
Well, I mean, definitely on that play, I saw the center kind of turn his back to me, and I knew that I only had a split second to kind of get in that crease, which we practice that stuff a lot. Those moments, and coach always tell us you only got so long to get there, the split second until he realizes pressure and he's coming back. Which I got lucky on that one and got through there, split the protection, and got to the quarterback.
Now it's Tuesday of the bye week. You've had seasons during these past 12 years where the coaches bring you in, for like either the Tuesday or the Wednesday of the bye week. You guys have off this week. How does that work? Is it the leaders of the team? Did you know it all along? Did you have to win the game? And how pissed are you guys when you have to come in during the bye like you did earlier in your career?
No, no. I think Coach, it was one of them things where we wasn't even worried about the schedule as a team. Honestly, we had our leadership committee meeting the other day. We have that once a week. Nobody never mentioned, hey, Coach, like, you're gonna give us the whole week. I think our main goal was to try to get this game behind us and then talk about that, which it happened, and Coach gave us the week off, and you know, that's why everybody likes Nick. He know this last little stretch means a lot to us. It's gonna be important, and guys got to be fresh. We got to get guys back healthy, and that's why guys want to play for him. The things that he do, and we appreciate him so much.
If I could ask you a little bit about the leadership committee, Fletch, for people who don't know, how does that work? How does that group come together? And what other kinds of conversations do you have with Nick? And I guess, is it different than what it's been like with other coaches?
No, I mean it's just it's a couple guys out of each position. Coach picked those guys, and which is always good to see that, and guys he trusts, and this stuff that goes on, just how's the team doing, schedule wise, what do we like, what we don't like, just so much stuff that goes into that.
In the locker room after the game, these guys were excited for the bye, right? It came at a good time of the season. It's kind of halfway through. you're someone who they all listen to in there. Do you tell them to get away from football? Do you tell them to kind of get off their feet? What's the message for your teammates during this off time?
I tell a lot of guys like myself, like I won't even think about ball this week. I'm gonna give myself some time, not think about ball, just chill and be myself. Work out a couple times this week, obviously, and that's the biggest thing. Just kind of clear my mind and get ready for this long stretch that we have going forward.
Now, I do have one other question about the game that I have to ask you as a reputable journalist. This is something that we have been talking about since it happened on Sunday. Matt Leo on the sideline. Have you seen the clip? Do you have any thoughts?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
You haven't seen it? Oh, he gets
No.
knocked over on the side there. And I think there have been some screenshots of what he might have been wearing underneath, but I guess if that hasn't made it along the lines in the defensive line room, you don't have to comment on it.
No, I haven't seen nothing. No, now I got to go check after this.
Okay.
No, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I definitely need that link. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like a red, interesting undergarment that he's got going on, but he has said it's just a different kind of underwear. That's all.
Wow. Well, hey, Matt, we got to talk. Can't have that. You can make me sit, Matt. I'm gonna have to FaceTime Matt. I have to FaceTime Matt right now. I'm trying to put him on blast, but he's probably busy.
Yeah, you can report back with the story. This can be your first big scoop as a journalist.
He's all over the internet this week.
Yeah.
Oh, so see, yeah, I got to get that.
Okay. I know. Will you watch any football this week?
Nah.
No. Good for you. I think
Yeah,
that's the difference. I would say
I'm just
the
gonna
only
chill
difference
out.
between you and Zach. Yeah.
Oh, Zach, he's
That's the only
probably
difference
missing the
between
press
Fletcher
conference right now. Oh, is he watching it right now while he's with us? Which one is it? I mean,
this is something that Fletcher, you take precedence over the now. There's not a press conference today. The press conference is going to be next week going into the Chiefs game. But last week, like I said, I missed those coordinator press conferences to speak with you. You do take precedence over it. But like Bo was saying, I'm consuming football all weekend long. My wife's not thrilled about that one. So that might be the only difference between you and me, because people confuse me for Fletcher a lot.
All the
so
time.
the only difference is that I'm not watching football this weekend, or that I am watching.
yeah,
That's right.
No, you just need to get away and just hang out. Just wait till next week, right?
Yes, exactly.
So we'll be good.
We thank you. We thank you once again for joining us. We look forward to talking to you next week. Enjoy the time off, get the body right, and enjoy not watching football like a good guy should.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a great week. Reset and get ready to go for this long stretch. Like I keep saying, it's gonna be special.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll talk to y'all. Go Birds.
We all silly like the mayor.